Hi, I'm Shelly and this leader video is specifically targeting if any of your staff have identified any of these as a priority area. Regardless of which one of these basically you're going to be focusing on, you as the leadership team will be assigning which leaders are going to be actually inquiring with what staff members about specifics. Each leader will be asking what they're struggling with and what are the causes of those struggles and where they see potential solutions. As the leader, when you are making these inquiries, your body language needs to be open, you need to be facing front, and you really need to be listening to their answers for your questions about the causes and where they see solutions being. And you particularly need to be asking many questions, particularly to understand the causes of their concerns. In a moment, you'll be pausing this video so that you can decide as a team which leaders are going to be inquiring with staff about the causes and concerns that they're experiencing. Now, often, if it is something that someone has enforced, one of the leaders has enforced on the group, then often it's best placed for that person to actually be the one to go and make the inquiries. However, if it's a performance concern, often the line manager is best. You can pause the video now to decide who is going to be investigating with what staff member and make sure that you don't miss out any staff members. That's key here. Now that your team knows who is going to be doing the investigation, now you're going to be again pausing this video to decide what exactly are they going to be inquiring about, where are they going to be writing down the causes, where will they be recording the potential solutions that the staff member recommend or suggest. Is this all going to be collated so that the next time you look at the information that is very clear that all the causes are all listed? Or how are you going to be doing this? And then what is your deadline? When does this research have to be done by? You can now pause the video to make these decisions. Be mindful that you may be triggered because you may think that you've given them plenty of information and support, but they might not perceive that. So be conscious that you may be triggered. But even if you're triggered, your body language still has to say, I'm open and I am listening to you, and you just ask another question. Tell me more about that. Help me understand how this affects you. Help me understand the cause. What solutions do you see? As a leader, it's also really important that after you've had the conversation with the individuals, more may spring to mind after. So ensure that they know that you can receive an email from them if they've got more information to share that comes to them later. If you haven't already, make sure your leadership team understands when all of this needs to be collated and finalised by, and when you will next be reviewing this exact information. Now, some staff concerns may be isolated just to one department, and therefore the supervisor can enforce situations to improve that based on the solutions that the staff advise. However, if it is something broader than that, that is definitely something that needs to be brought back to the leadership team to basically collate what the biggest problems are and then basically plan solutions. Now you've decided who is going to be asking staff, where the information and how it's going to be collated, and when you're returning back to the information so that you can look at it as a leadership team, you need to stop this video, copy the URL of this video into your next meeting agenda when you'll be returning to the information, as well as the timestamp for right now, because you'll be returning to this exact point in this video after you have all your information. From this part of the video onward, you have already gathered all your information regarding what direction staff are needing and the highest priority areas that they have, as well as the causes of these concerns, as well as potential solutions that they have come up with. If you haven't already collated all the responses, now's your time to collate all the responses for the biggest area that the staff are needing direction in, and you're to identify the top 1 or 2 of those areas first of all. Pause the video to do that now. It's really, really important that you actually uncover the main causes identified by staff, because if you don't and you jump straight to solutions, you could solve something that isn't even a problem in the first place. Once you have your top listed causes, make sure you put them in circle format, just like I've shown you with the cause diagraph method. If you haven't done the cause diagraph method now, go to the video that's called this, and that will explain how to do a cause diagram. So, once you've listed them around the outside, do your cause diagram. Make sure that you come up with the top 1 or 2 causes, because these are the ones you absolutely must tackle in order to come up with any actual solutions. So, stop the video now to come up with the top 5 to 10 causes of the problems that staff are experiencing. Now have a look through the list of solutions that staff offered, and often this is where the leaders that actually heard the solutions can actually talk to the ones that are actually going to address the causes that you've just mainly identified are the problem. So you're going to pause the video now for those solutions to be fully explained that will actually address the causes that you've noticed in your cause diagram are the biggest problem. The mistake that everybody makes now is they use all the solutions. My goodness, don't do that. Don't use all the solutions. You are now, as a leadership team, going to pick the highest value solutions that will be the least cost and the least time to enforce and will be the most effective at actually fixing the causes. You're going to stop the video and make that decision now. So what if you have a number of solutions that you can't discriminate against? Well, you put them back to staff. You put the options back to staff and they can make a decision. The only decision you have to make is when are you going to put the options to staff, who's going to be explaining it to the staff, and how are you going to get their feedback so you know which option they have chosen. And if that's the case for you and your team, pause the video now to make those decisions, but I wouldn't advise wasting any more than 2 minutes making those decisions now. And now all you need to do is answer these questions. Who will be implementing the solution? When will they be implementing the solution? How will they be implementing that solution? And then what time period are you going to give before who then follows up with staff to make sure that implementation has actually worked and any suggestions that they have for improvement. You can now stop the video and make those decisions, and that's the end of this workshop.